Guys, welcome to the Real Awkward Podcast, the best damn podcast you've heard
today.
My name is Andy.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Ash.
And we are here today to talk.
Celebrate.
Wait.
Life.
What?
It's good to be alive.
That's what Remy says all the time.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Remy goes, it's good to be alive.
That's so
It's
cute.
my favorite.
It's good to be alive. What did he say the other day that was super cute too? He said something that was like, I don't know, he's been really thoughtful lately. Like he's cared. Like you're like, wait, are you 4 or are you like 13?
He's really obsessed lately with the idea of taking me on a date.
Yeah.
Like every day he's like, how about today we go on a date? How about I go to sleep and then when I wake up in the morning, then we go on the date.
That's
And I'm
so
just like,
cute.
well, we can't do it today.
And he wants to take you to a donut shop and eat donuts.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have to do that. That's so cute.
It is. And then Cammy's like, where's my date?
Yeah.
Where's my, you're going with mommy, I'm going with daddy, we're going to go on a date.
But you
If you get a
should.
date.
You should do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I've ever taken him out.
You've
Like,
never taken your son, just you and him, out for dinner, just you two,
No.
just cuz.
Oh,
It's always
no.
had to be some special occasion or a family thing. So
Wouldn't be a restaurant for me. No. Lincoln and I, like, I try not to do it too often, but like every once in a while he'll be like, Mom, can we go get ice cream, but can we eat it inside? Or
so
like,
cute.
can we go get munchies, which is what he calls munchies. And like I'm usually like, dude, we're nowhere near one right now. Like we're going to school, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Right.
some days it's just like, yeah, fuck it, let's go.
It's always the inconvenient times that they ask.
Oh,
for that
dude,
stuff, for sure.
he'll always ask me like when we're running late for something or whatever, like get your ass out the car. Can we get McDonald's breakfast?
Come
And I'll be like,
on.
no, because
We
I would
don't
ask
have
you to
time
put
for
your
that.
shoes on 6 times.
Yeah, get it. This is your fault that you can't have Grimace.
Yeah, right. And
from
then
Minecraft.
Oh no, he loves like a sausage McMuffin with cheese. Like he loves
Ooh, there
them.
you go. Nice.
And but he's just like me. If we go to McDonald's breakfast, he's like, and I need a hash brown.
Of course.
Yeah, pick it up.
Yes, that's the best part.
Oh.
No, he's fun.
Well, we're gonna be doing some dates. I gotta take her to a movie or two, or you gotta
Honestly,
take Rim to a movie.
even if you guys found movies that were like roughly the same time, like one parent takes one kid to one movie.
Yeah.
One parent takes one kid to the other movie.
We've done
Or
that,
even-
but I took Cam and he took Rem.
Right.
Sure.
Remen and
Yeah.
I have done movies together for quite a
Yeah.
bit. Is there any good movies coming out this summer?
I know there's a handful actually. I know that Thunderbolts is coming out.
Oh, that's right.
in May.
Thunderbolts.
So I know it's coming out at the beginning of May. And then I don't know what it is, but from the front cover, I'm intrigued. It's a Nicolas Cage movie called The Surfer. And the front cover is just him looking aged with a surfboard.
As one does.
And then,
That's fantastic.
okay, after all the drama surrounding it, I do want to see this movie. It's called Rust. It's got Alec Baldwin, and it's the one that he shot and killed that person on accidentally.
I wouldn't think that you would still release that movie.
Honestly, I wouldn't release it, but if I was the family of the person who died, I'd be like, I want a cut of whatever it makes.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What is it even about?
All I know is it's some cowboy western thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought
okay.
too.
So
Yeah.
the one thing for me that I found interesting was, I honestly am surprised that they distributed it at all. That they're putting
normally
the
they
movie
just
out.
Those types of productions just get shut down.
But honestly,
immediately.
but then you have like The Crow, where
Yeah,
Brandon Lee
where
got shot,
Yeah, and
and
they
they finished
continued.
that. There's a new Shia LaBeouf movie coming out where he looks like a bad guy. Then there is a Let me see. I just saw it here. I'm looking at my list. There's also a new Josh Hartnett movie coming out in the beginning of May that I'm curious to watch called Fight or Flight.
Has he been continually acting this whole time?
What is he
or?
Yeah, so he was in
done?
Trap or whatever. He was in that like M. Night Shyamalan movie where he played like a killer.
Dude, the last movie I legitimately remember him being in was 30 Days of Night. Like,
Yeah, I'm like 30
Yeah, for
Days of
some
Night,
reason.
Lucky Number 11. Like,
Well, I think
The
of like
Faculty.
Penny Dreadful.
oh yeah,
Yes.
because he did that TV show.
He
That's
was in
right.
He was so good.
Oppenheimer.
That's right. Oh,
yeah.
I forgot. He was one of the scientists, wasn't he?
well, that would mean I would have to watch that movie.
Well, and so you
Well,
got to
we
secure
keep telling ya.
3 hours
Listen,
out of your
listen.
day.
Something about a 3-hour movie. I'll watch 3 episodes of some crime show, but I can't spend 3 hours watching a movie. I don't know what it
Right.
is.
Can
Right.
you watch it in like 2?
I'd have to.
Sittings?
I'd have to be like, okay, hour and a half. I'm gonna go do
Yeah.
something else.
Uh-huh.
Also, the new Final Destination is coming out.
Is that
Why
with,
were they still making
Is that
those?
with
Couldn't
Devon
tell
Sawa? Is he?
I
part
don't
of
know.
it?
I know it's called Bloodlines.
Okay.
Devin
and-
Sawa was like the grandpa now.
Yeah.
Seriously, he's
Back
old.
in my day, I took people off a plane because we were all going to die.
But all I know is that the ad has like a guy in a tattoo shop. His septum ring gets stuck on like a chain and it like hangs him. But honestly, sorry to say, that doesn't play because it would just rip out of your face.
It would.
It wouldn't
There
pick
is-
your whole
Yeah.
body up.
Nobody noteworthy in this movie.
Oh, I will say though, the premise to those films is intriguing enough to want to know what they do with it. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I kind of
I
want to know.
I don't love them
Guess.
because the way they build the tension stresses me out. But they
Oh,
do a
yeah.
good job because they build the tension where you think thing A is going to happen,
Right.
but then thing B happens and you're like, oh fuck! Like,
I want to say I really like the first 2 movies, but I don't
Yeah.
remember because I know the first one is the plane, the second one is the car crash logging truck. The third
Yes.
one's a roller coaster.
yes.
But I think that it started to go downhill after that. if I
Well,
wasn't
after the
mistaken.
third or fourth one or something like that, I don't know what one it is because I have not kept up with them.
Yeah.
But all I know is there's whatever third or fourth, whatever, it ends and it's them getting on an airplane to like go home or something. And it's Devon Sawa freaking out on the plane.
Oh, so it's like full circle.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Do you know when the last one was made?
Couldn't tell you.
Final Destination 5
Yeah.
was made in 2011.
So it's been
Damn.
a hot minute.
Yeah.
Like we're almost at 15 years. Damn.
So the Lilo and Stitch live action is coming out.
Right. Oh, see, I could go see that with Remy or Cammy. They would
See,
enjoy it.
Lincoln wants to see that, so I'm sure we'll go. But I'm very like, it's live action Disney. I'm out.
yeah.
Right.
The final Mission Impossible movie comes out.
Oh, that's right.
That looks interesting.
What's that one called?
Final Reckoning.
Final Reckoning. Okay.
I mean, come on, Tom Cruise is pushing 70 at this point.
Is he?
He's in
No.
his 60s, I think.
Well, I do think you're right with that.
I know they're doing a new Karate Kid kind of remaster, and Jackie Chan's in it.
It's Jackie Chan and
Ralph Macchio.
and Ralph Macchio. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so basically it's his character still from the original, like from Cobra Kai,
Yeah, sure.
moving over with Jackie Chan, and I hopefully Jaden Smith isn't in it.
Oh God. One thing I do know they're doing, because like I know at the end of April, every time you hit May 4th, there's a Star Wars that gets re-released and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love when they play like the older movies they re-release into the movie theater. Dogma's coming out in the
Oh.
summer, and I'm like, honestly, that is one I would go see.
Yeah.
But and then what was the other one I saw here? Sorry, I'm loading. Oh, the live action How to Train Your Dragons.
Oh,
That
that's
actually
right.
looks good.
We saw the ad for it, and at first Lincoln was like, "That looks scary," but then the more we watched it, he was like, "I want to ride a dragon." Like
I wonder
in the
if that's
Minecraft
gonna
movie, he literally
be-
was like, "I want to do that." So again, I'm not a fan of the live action remakes. However, this one looks pretty damn good.
That was one when I saw the preview, I was like, I'm kind of surprised they didn't make this before the animated ones. Like, it seems like
Fully.
it should be a live action movie.
Fully. And honestly, part of me wonders if they didn't make it live action just because the technology wasn't there. The technology on the dragons, like the 3D imaging and stuff, looks amazing.
Yeah. it
And
does
the
look
kids
good.
they got, like, look a lot like the animated counterparts, but they still look like human beings.
Yeah.
But I just love that they got Gerard Butler, who plays the dad in the animated. He plays the dad in the live action.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The original was made in 2010.
Damn.
Yeah.
The other one coming out this summer, obviously, like 28 Years Later is coming out, so I definitely want to see that. Megan 2.0 comes out, but the
Blech.
one
I still want to see it.
honestly, I'll probably watch it. The one that I finally saw an ad for that looks cute, but I'll probably see it with Lincoln. It is Pixar, which I am a hating ass bitch about Pixar. It's called Elio, and it's about a little boy who just doesn't fit in, and then he somehow gets abducted by aliens, and he makes friends with these like weirdo aliens. And honestly, it kind of looks in a way like, do you remember Strange Worlds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That style.
Sorta, but a little more Strange World meets Buzz Lightyear.
So you're telling me it's not Paul too?
No. No.
Do you remember
It's-
that one?
Dude, I loved Paul. It's I don't know. It just looks interesting. It's like a little boy who makes friends with these goofy aliens, and then they have
Yeah.
adventures. Like,
Okay.
it looks fun. It just looks like silly, cute fun.
It's worth it.
Yeah, and then going into the summer, you got Jurassic World Rebirth,
Right?
which to me, I almost wish it wasn't a Jurassic World movie. I'm like, just
Yeah.
make it a dinosaur movie.
They
Like,
should have called it
Yeah.
Dino Crisis.
literally. The new Superman is coming out this summer.
Yep.
They
There-
are.
There is some movies.
Have you seen the ad? I'll leave it with this. Have you seen the ad for the new Naked Gun remake or
Wait,
the
is that
late
is that
sequel?
real? That wasn't an April Fool's joke?
Not as far as I know.
Oh my god.
So
I thought
Liam
it was an April
Neeson.
Fool's joke.
No, so it's on
gosh.
like the ad for new
Dang.
movies coming out. So Liam Neeson plays the son of
Of Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen. And honestly, all I saw in that trailer, I saw and I was like, I don't know. But Liam Neeson's been doing a lot of kind of making fun of himself as he gets older.
Like offbeat. Like he's gonna do that. Well, he'll be like Nicolas Cage. Like they'll both like have this run of all these like side off
making
movies.
fun of himself.
Got this
But
guy.
honestly, though,
From Cobra
Oh
Kai.
god, dude, Stingray.
honestly though,
Stingray.
like Liam Neeson, not that Nicolas Cage isn't a good actor. But Liam Neeson is an incredible actor.
He is.
So
He is.
him
Yes.
being able to go from super serious to silly
Yeah.
goofball does work better than you think it does. And a lot of the roles he's been taking lately, you get to see where he is a little more. He's not just the serious actor.
Yeah, he's more lighthearted in this.
So I'm curious to see. Obviously, nobody's going to be Leslie Nielsen because he was
Yeah.
the king
Yeah.
of that like dry humor.
Yeah,
It's
but
got-
like
self-deprecating. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
It's
but
got
still
Pamela
like
Anderson in it.
really, I love her. I think
I don't think she's
beautiful.
acted in ages.
No.
At
Well,
least
she was
nothing
in
I
some
can
movie
remember.
in the last year or something like that about like a Vegas showgirl or something like that. But okay, in the ad, all I remember is like Liam Neeson. I'm gonna get it mixed up. Liam Neeson, Leslie Nielsen. Liam Neeson is looking at a picture of Leslie Nielsen being like, "I won't let you down, Dad," and then somebody else is looking at some picture of some other guy, and then this like African American cop that's like looking at a memorial picture of like OJ, and then because OJ's in Naked Gun, and he
Right.
like looks at the camera and just like shakes his head, like So honestly, I thought that would
good.
be fun.
It could be good.
It also has Cody Rhodes in it and Busta Rhymes.
Oh,
So-
Damn, I'm gonna see it for sure. Also,
It's totally worth it.
the Freaky Friday spinoff with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, where it's Freakier Friday. I'll see it.
Goodness.
I'll see it.
Oh my goodness. Coming back
So
around.
honestly, and then I know you guys won't care about this, but they're remaking the Toxic Avenger.
Oh no, I want to see it.
I
do.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Virginia and I both really want to see it, and I was like, dude, let's go together. Let's just go. And she's like, okay, great, because my family won't want to see it.
Oh yeah, right.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see it, but that is a lot of the stuff coming out like between now and like the summer. Obviously, there's some other stuff that'll probably come out.
Yeah.
But those seem to be like the big ones.
I don't know why I didn't think there was that many what I would call summer blockbusters coming out, only because the MCU has kind of like not taken the summer away that it normally does.
Fully.
Right. So now this kind of left room for some new stuff to come out. So yeah.
Honestly though, like with Marvel, they've kind of had to step it back a little bit.
Oh, a lot of it.
Yeah,
Yes,
and so
yes.
they're really seem to be putting a lot on the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
And I really hope it's good because I love a lot of the characters.
They're just going to do the Suicide Squad treatment, and it'll probably be entertaining enough.
Honestly, as long as we don't have a Skybeam, I don't care.
Right.
Like, I'm good.
Right. Well,
but,
hell
yeah.
yeah. Hell yeah. Well, so that's hopefully good movies.
Yes, we're going to
Coming
talk about
out.
some shit movies.
You have a list right here, Amanda?
Yeah, so basically, I have a list of the top 10 worst movies of all time according to Gene Siskel.
Who is Gene Siskel, you
Okay,
ask?
so
let's do the history of Gene Siskel.
so as
For our
us
younger
elders,
audience.
because we are the elders, there used to be a show on cable
elders,
called Ebert and what was it? Ebert and Siskel.
First it was
Siskel and Ebert.
First it was Siskel and Ebert. Yes.
And they would literally just review the movies that are coming out in the next week or two.
Yeah, it was like current releases happening either that week or soon, and they would give them thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yes.
Is how they would do their reviews.
Yeah.
And they often did not agree on films. Like they were both, I think they were both pretentious a-holes at the end of the day, but people respected their thoughts on it. So I will say, I think Siskel passed away first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Siskel passed away in 99.
Right.
And Roger Ebert passed away in 2013.
Correct. Yeah, because he had a new co-host called Roper. Roper.
So I don't have like exactly what they rated them.
Okay, sure. Which
But
is okay.
I basically have like it's his list of like these are the top 10 worst movies.
So this is so we have to say this though. So this is, you said he passed away in 99.
Yes.
So all of these movies are 99 back.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have been able to
Sure.
make that judgment call.
But I think I have heard of every movie on this list. I just did like a once over of it.
Yeah.
So we're just starting at number 10 and we're gonna work our way to number 1.
I love
He hated Patch Adams.
Really?
Yeah.
See, okay, so in that list that you have, is it just the list or does it give the reason why he didn't like it?
So, okay, Robin Williams wearing Robin Williams wearing a clown nose. That was like the hardest sentence I've ever had to say. Wasn't an amusing sight for Gene Siskel. The critic harshly implied in his review that he'd rather get a prostate exam than watch Patch Adams again. So that's all it is. Honestly, I am not a fan of this movie.
Interesting. You don't like a guy trying to help children at a children's hospital.
Hold on a minute. Hold on now before you get out your pitchfork. I do not have anything wrong with the message of the movie.
Got it.
I just didn't find it that entertaining. But
Well-
I don't love a drama.
Well, and that's just it. As I think people, knowing it was Robin Williams, expected comedy, right?
Yes.
The front cover or poster of that movie made it look like it was going to be fun and games, and it was not. It was heavy.
I agree
and
with you.
Sad, and it dealt with depression
And death.
childhood
Like,
cancer,
child
and
death.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so I think a lot of people, the reason they were upset about it is because they went in with popcorn and candy and they're
Wanting
like
Mrs. Doubtfire.
crying on their buttered popcorn.
Well,
Upset, yeah.
this is kind of when Robin Williams was changing his style
Yeah.
of movie a little bit.
Yeah.
He was doing he did like Jack at the same time, and he was
God.
doing sort of
Yeah.
these like movies that were dramedies.
Right.
You know,
right.
like they were funny, but they had these really heavy moments.
Yeah, he had these kooky characters dealing with heavy situations.
Yeah.
True.
So-
What did you think of Patch Adams?
I like Patch Adams, but I also really enjoy when a comedian does a dramatic role because you get to see like the juxtaposition of it.
Yeah.
And especially Patch Adams, I mean, he's based on a true story, right?
Yes. Right.
And so, I mean, this is a real life situation where this guy tried to bring light to these terrible situations that were happening.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I thought Robin Williams did a great job of portraying it. So I don't know.
I want to know what Siskel's problem
Sorry,
was. You know? I wanna
Siskel.
know.
He'd
All right.
rather
So that
get a
was,
finger up his butt than
that
watch that movie.
was-
This came out in 98, so maybe Siskel was just like,
Oh, he's already.
He
upset.
was
Oh,
over
You
it.
know what? I don't remember how Siskel passed away, but I hope it didn't hit.
Was it
home.
prostate cancer?
Right, and if it hit home, he's all upset because like this movie sucks.
wait, I'm going to find out.
So, and I
go,
get
go.
it. I would get that.
If it was prostate cancer, I'm gonna feel really bad.
Brain cancer.
Oh,
way to
okay. I
go.
don't feel bad.
Oh,
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes,
I
do.
don't feel bad. If it was the ass, I'm totally upset. But
Okay.
Okay.
Number 9.
all right, number
I
9.
still know what you did last summer.
Okay, so the sequel.
Okay, so
To it, okay.
a little bit of reminder.
Yeah.
So I Know What You Did Last Summer was a movie later 90s. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt, and they're shitty teenagers.
Right.
And they like hit a guy on the road
Yep.
and essentially leave him for dead.
Yeah, hit and run.
And the guy that they think is the guy they hit starts picking them off one by one with like a hook for a hand.
Right, I remember that. A fisherman coat and a hook for a hand.
Yes. As far as like 90s slasher teen movies go, it is memorable. It's a
you have to. It's in the conversation, like for that
Yeah.
whole piece. Yeah.
That being said, the sequels are trash. So the second one
Yeah.
picks up essentially right where the first one left off. And now for some reason they're in the Bahamas because I think somebody wins a trip or something.
Aren't they doing spring break or something?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But I know they're in the Bahamas. And for some reason now Brandy's there. And the Hook Man is back.
Right. Insert Brandy.
So it Gene Siskel hated it. So he said that the first film was a decent teen slasher with a crazed hook-wielding fisherman as his antagonist. The sequel, however, has some truly bizarre lines of dialogue and a story that's tough to follow. And he said that the film almost made him cry because it was so bad.
I could respect his thought on this because rarely do sequels to like pretty good classic slasher films hit the same. Especially when you get into either like corny dialogue or like corny situations that they get into to find themselves right before the slasher comes, right?
Yeah.
It's like when they go upstairs and you're like, stop. You run out the front door and you're good.
Maybe we should split up and look for clues. Like, bitch, get out of there.
I love the, was it a Geico commercial where they're like,
Yeah.
going, let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Seriously.
Right.
Even Lincoln now, like we watch Scooby-Doo a lot, and we'll be watching Scooby-Doo, and they'll be like, okay, we're Scooby and Shaggy, you go check out the basement, and we'll go do this, and Lincoln will just be like, bad choice. Like, or he'll be like, you know they're
Even
gonna
I
get
know.
attacked.
Yes. All right, Siskel. I'm not arguing.
Okay.
Your-
So
I'm
this
not
one
arguing.
that also
Yeah.
came out in 98, so not a good year for Siskel.
No.
So
I
this
can-
one is
yeah.
earlier.
Brain cancer and two bad movies.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. fair.
Number 8 is St. Elmo's Fire.
I don't recall this movie.
Okay, so it's late 80s. And it's the same kind of like group that was like not all the same people, but kind of in the same time that like 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, so like a group of teens kind of learning to grow up.
Yeah.
So St. Elmo's Fire is 5 graduates fresh out of Georgetown University as they grapple with adulthood.
Okay.
So Gene Siskel was a fan of both 16 Candles and The Breakfast Club, but he didn't have the same love for St. Elmo's Fire. On his website, he implored film studios, quote, "No more of this junk, please," when referring to the film from 1985.
It wasn't John Hughes, right?
It was Joel Schumacher.
Oh, God.
But so St. Elmo's Fire.
Schumacher.
But like, think about these. Okay, Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, Emilio Estevez, Judd Nelson, Andrew McCarthy, Ali Sheedy, and Mayor Winningham.
That's a
Mayor Winningham
all-star
is the
cast
only
for
name
that
I don't
time.
know.
That's an
Yeah.
all-star cast. Yeah. Ouch.
So yeah, he hated it. I've probably seen it once.
I will say though, Joel Schumacher, and I don't know if like if he has a problem with staying with the script, but he likes really terrible punny dialogue. And he's been that way for a lot of his movies. Schumacher did the 2 Batman films.
Yeah.
Batman Forever, Batman Returns, but he also did Phantom of the Opera as well. So
a good one.
It's really good, but it's a musical.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if he had any help writing some of that dialogue for that one, or if it was
not the best.
some of it's awful. Yes,
Yeah.
some of the dialogue is awful in that one. So, Ash, I know you're a big St. Elmo's Fire fan, so talk
I
to
ain't
me
never
about-
seen it.
Okay.
Sorry, but to be fair, I also haven't seen Breakfast Club or
Or 16 Candles.
16 Candles.
Or Pretty in Pink.
Yeah. anyways.
My younger sister was really into like the John Hughes movies when we were younger, so I've seen all of them. And I will arguably say, obviously, a lot of them don't hold up anymore. Like some of the stuff in 16 Candles is like, oh no, like, you can't do that now. However, I think St. Elmo's Fire is probably the least good of
like
all of them.
Weakest, yeah.
Well, but it's because all the other ones are also like coming of age movies, kids in high school,
Yep.
becoming adults that we can kind of all relate to.
Yeah.
Where this one was like a bunch of kind of rich, snobby kids graduated college, and they're like, "How do I be an adult?" And it's like,
so you're like, don't care.
yeah, like, sorry, girl. Like, okay, you ready for number 7?
Yeah, that's 2. So that's 2 for 2. We agree with Siskel, except for
That's
no, yeah.
3.
We're
That's
not
3
gonna
movies.
we're not gonna agree with this one.
No. Sorry, 2 out of 3, because I think
You
he
guys
was
like Patch Adams.
full of shit
Fair.
with Patch
Okay.
Adams. Yeah.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm following.
Jingle All the Way.
Oh no, he didn't.
He hated it.
That was also late, right? That was also 98.
1996.
Oh, 96. Okay. Number 1. I bet any Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I bet he bombed out on the review on those.
Arnold and Sinbad.
Okay, fair. When you just say those 2 names together, I imagine the shittiest movie ever.
Yeah, but honestly though, if you think mid to late 90s
Yeah.
Christmas movie,
Yeah.
and you say it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad,
Yeah, you'd be in it. And Phil Hartman,
Ah.
Yeah.
yes.
right? I'd be down.
Honestly, for me, I really like Jingle All the Way, but I never have said it's a cinematic masterpiece.
I want a
Absolutely
Turbo
not.
Man.
I think it's like a solid 6 for me.
Dude,
you know what I
it's
mean?
a classic. It's a classic mid-90s hokey ass
Yeah.
Christmas movie. To be honest, to me, it's very much like Kindergarten Cop. It hits that same feel. Arnold Schwarzenegger doing his like goofy ass comedy routines. I mean, Siskel wanted an Oscar movie. I get it. Jingle All the Way. It's not that.
There ain't no Christmas Oscar movies.
But I'm telling you, you can go down some Oscar films, and they're less memorable than Jingle All the Way.
And that's the thing is, that one especially, like, I'm not saying the other three haven't been memorable.
Right.
But of the ones so far, that is the one that's kind of held a cult following a little bit.
Even
like
Turbo Man came back. Yeah.
Yeah, they literally made Turbo Man.
Yes.
Yes. So Gene Siskel literally just said that the movie was mediocre and lacked humor.
What? Dude, that is funny the whole time. Get out.
I
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if I fully watched it growing up. I think I watched it like all the way through, maybe 2 Christmases ago, and it's not good. But I wouldn't say top 10 worst movies. Not good. Like it's mediocre.
Right.
It's not bad.
Right.
It's just mediocre.
Yeah, and I give it again 6 out of 10. Where it's like it's fun once a year.
The elements of the film are what are memorable. Schwarzenegger freaking fighting over a action figure.
Well, and I think again, it has relatable elements, right? As a kid, we've all had that toy that was like, oh my God, I want to get it. And then like maybe your parents got it for you and you were like, oh my God. But then
there was the craze, like Tickle Me Elmo.
When was the
Cabbage Patch Kids?
Was the Tickle
Furby.
Me Elmo during that time, or was that before? Was it Turbo Man and then?
I think it had to have been right around the same time.
I feel like Tickle Me Elmo was like 1998 when everyone was going nuts.
1996.
Okay, so it's the same year that came out. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, Jingle All the Way to me is funnier now as a parent trying to make the holiday for my child.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6.
Yes.
The Water Boy.
Okay, Siskel, I get it. Adam Sandler just won't make his list very often.
Well, any kind of like lowbrow comedies, he hated.
Well, this type of stuff is you're truly making fun of someone with a disability the entire time.
Yes,
so
and what do they say? He's just simple the whole time. Like,
yes, I imagine Siskel's like, that's just not in good taste, So, but it was a product of the time. When did that come out? Well,
98.
Oh yeah, he had a problem towards the end of his life, didn't he?
He's like, I hate everything.
It was his brain wasn't working right anymore.
I just think maybe he just wasn't as nice about mediocre movies as he used to be.
Just a lot more bold and rash. Probably. About things.
And he just quoted that the movie was quote really dumb.
I mean, he's not wrong, but also, dude, Kathy Bates, like she's fantastic in that movie, dude.
Her as the mom
she's
and
such
Henry
an a-hole,
Winkler,
and I love it. Yeah,
are like the only things that movie is worth watching for. But overall, I hate that movie. I am not an Adam Sandler fan at all.
Yeah.
So him as Bobby Boucher, I wanted to die.
Okay, I will tell you.
it.
I don't enjoy The Waterboy for Adam Sandler's performance. I think all the side characters and their jokes and the interactions they have is what makes that movie have entertainment value. So
sure. Well, and then, you get, I mean, obviously Adam Sandler does not make quality films. A lot of his movies get ripped to shreds by critics anyway. So, I mean, what's one more?
I'll give Siskel a pass on that one. I get why.
You ready for the next one?
Yes.
Spice World.
Oh.
Everybody in the world, spice
97.
up your life.
Okay, listen, here's the deal. A Spice Girls movie has one target audience.
Spice Girls fans.
Correct. So let me be abundantly clear when I tell you how many times I watched that movie when I was a child.
So you're telling me Siskel was not a Spice Girls fan? Is that what you're telling me?
He was not a fan of Baby Spice.
God dang
He was not a fan of Scary, Sporty, Posh, or Ginger Spice. So honestly, it's not a good movie. It is not.
It's not.
They are not actresses. It's essentially one giant ad for their Barbie dolls and products.
Okay, so I have to admit to both of you, I probably have like seen segments of it when my sister would watch it nonstop when she was a kid. What's the plot of that movie? I don't remember much of it.
All I remember is like they're in their double-decker bus that has like the British logo on it, and they're like going all over London and like performing.
I don't even know if there's a true plot. It's really
I don't
just
think so.
like
It just follows them around.
just kind
a
of
little
follows
bit.
as like pop stars,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
doing
Interesting.
what
It's like
pop
people of
stars
the
do.
world, girl power.
Yeah, and like going and performing and
Okay,
whatever. It
okay.
has a 3.7 on IMDb.
Oh my
Ooh,
god!
Ouch.
yeah.
I'm not
So-
surprised on that one,
But I will
also,
say I saw it more than once.
I don't have a
Well,
dog
that's
in
the thing.
fight.
The movie made money back in
Yeah.
the '90s. It made $100 million.
I
So-
imagine that was the case because I bet Hanson did the same thing.
Hanson did not make a movie.
Didn't they? I thought they did.
Bitch, please.
Oh, maybe it was just like Hanson in concert or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like one of the
Maybe.
best-selling VHSs of the time that
Oh,
year.
sure.
Yeah.
But like this is a
An actual
scripted
movie, yes.
movie
Yeah.
Right.
with the Spice Girls, and it's got some weird actors in it. Like you guys should look at the acting list because it's like, what the fuck, that guy's in it. I don't have like a quote or anything from Siskel, but he hated it.
I imagine he hated it. I get that. I get that. So what was that,
So-
number 5 or 6? Sorry.
That was number 5, and
5,
apparently
okay.
he did not want to spice up his life.
Oh, he's not people of the world.
So number 4, and now we're getting to movies where like kind of everybody hated him too, because honestly, Spice World was panned by everybody. I mean,
I don't
everybody
think
was like,
Sure.
Anyone would defend that one and be like,
No.
it was great.
no. I loved it because I was obsessed with the Spice Girls, and
Right.
that's where it ended. Number 4, Showgirls.
Oh, Elizabeth, what's her?
Berkeley.
Berkeley. Now, okay, this was more shock value, right? Because your favorite nerd from Saved by the Bell gets naked.
Well,
So-
this was supposed to be
Ruined her career, right?
I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
this was supposed to be like her big break as a real actress.
Right. Because she was doing this like adult.
Adult, but
Yeah.
also like she wasn't a bad actress. It just
Right.
was a bad movie.
Yes.
And you have like Kyle MacLachlan in it, and he plays a weirdo.
Who
like
directed that?
it's
Paul
I have it here.
Verhoeven?
Vanderhooven, Paul Vanderhooven.
What else has he done?
Couldn't tell you.
Verhoeven.
Well, I remember the only reason people went to flock to watch that.
RoboCop.
Ah, there you go.
Okay. Was for the more adult content of her, probably because they knew her from Saved by the Bell.
Well, so the problem with that movie was if it had been R rated, I think she would have been able to have a bit of a career afterwards.
Wait, it wasn't?
It was NC-17.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They literally had, they couldn't release it in theaters
Right.
for certain
And
things.
some
Yeah.
theaters refused to carry it.
Yep, I do remember that. So there
and
was a lot of controversy around that.
Technically, because of the content, it was categorized as an erotic drama. And so I think even people who might have been like, oh, maybe I'll go see it. The minute you see it's NC-17, you're like, oh, that's a porn.
Yeah, people just thought that's what it was. And the cover made it look like that, too.
I
That it
mean,
would be a
honestly,
lot
the
more-
cover, but the cover's iconic.
Yeah, right.
It's black, and it's just
Right.
like her whole body and leg.
And leg, making an S, right? Or is that... Oh, no.
Not
Okay.
really an S. It's just sort of like, eh.
Yeah.
But like, that's crazy. I can't believe they got away with that.
What's the actual plot of that movie? She's a
Okay, you ready?
she's a stripper, but she's
Lost-
dealing with a bunch of like...
Naomi Malone, Elizabeth
Yeah.
Berkley, hitches a ride to Sin City to try to make it there as a showgirl. Before she can realize her dream, she takes a job as an erotic dancer at Cheetah's Gentlemen's Club. So there's scenes of her, and she's trying to join like a dance group.
Yeah,
like a
she wants to
dance-
be taken seriously.
She wants to be like a professional dancer on the Vegas Strip.
Right.
And like I remember like the guys like yelling in her face and like their feet are bleeding and stuff. And to make some money, she works at like a gentleman's club.
Right. Okay.
And it's essentially like she can't get out.
Yeah, because she's losing self-respect while she's trying to make her dreams come true.
Pretty much.
During that whole process. See, to me, that seems like a gripping story, but it was marketed poorly.
Well,
Right?
marketed poorly. And how
Yeah.
do you make an NC-17 movie marketable for mass audiences?
You can't
You can't.
do that.
So,
Yeah,
Siskel
why did
wasn't
Siskel not like it?
Siskel wasn't necessarily offended by the explicit content, but he did say the movie lacked originality and really wasn't that sexy. He even said that Elizabeth Berkley wasn't sexy either.
Siskel wanted a porn. He was mad that it wasn't a porn. That was the problem.
Well, I think I don't know, dude.
What year is that?
I think I
95.
watched it on like TV years ago, like a million years ago.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was just kind of like, this just isn't an interesting movie. And if I remember correctly, it was also really long.
Yeah. What's the runtime on it?
2 hours and 8 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that's longer, right? For it.
for a 90s movie, yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
also, I
for
mean, if
a
it
90s
doesn't
movie
hold
that-
your interest, it becomes boring.
Well,
Yeah.
and for a 90s movie that doesn't have too much of a plot.
Well, and that's probably what they did is they relied so much on the shock factor.
Oh, yeah.
That they
I mean,
didn't,
have you
you know.
ever seen like the non-TV version of that movie?
I probably when I maybe
I
don't
mean,
know.
okay, no offense. You're a man. I feel like you would have seen it.
Well, I mean, but then again, remember, 95 it came out, so I was 10 or 11,
Okay, fair,
so
fair.
I probably missed even like 5 years after that. It wouldn't have held any relevancy, so I probably didn't go back and watch it, or if I did, it was just a booby scene. You know what I mean?
Fair. I just remember.
That's
I just
probably it,
remember.
so.
Maybe I must have seen it on like a Watch Mojo video on like YouTube or something, because obviously Showgirls gets brought up all the time in like one of the biggest flops of all time. Because it made, I don't even think it made its budget back. Like
Oh,
it did not
gotcha.
make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I just remember there's this scene, and I think it's Kyle MacLachlan and Elizabeth Berkley, and they're like having sex in a pool, and she's like on top of him, and her fake boobs look like they've been glued to her body, and she's like, and this is in no way trying to be offensive to anyone, she looks like she's having like a seizure on top of him. Like
I will say, I
literally was like, this isn't my jam, but this makes me uncomfortable.
don't necessarily
Like-
know if
I was like, who could watch this and be like, yeah, that's it? Like,
Elizabeth Berkley
it's awful.
was that good of an actress, though. Like during that
I don't think she
time.
was.
So I think that also was bad because she's probably trying to do this like heavy dramatic role, and everyone's just like, "That's just Jessie, bro." Like I
Right.
can't. Yeah,
It would be like
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus
yeah.
being like, okay, I just finished wrapping the last season of Hannah Montana. Let's go do a porno.
Yeah,
Let's go do
yeah.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have hit the same. And I know she went down a spiral of crazy for a while. Then it was acceptable because now if someone said she's gonna do it, they'd be like, okay. I know she's making her comeuppance again,
Well, but like Elizabeth
Yes.
Berkley, I mean, she was fine in Saved by the Bell, but like I don't remember her as like the standout actress. Like I just remember the
I'm
episode
so
where she took too many.
excited.
I just remember the episode she took too many caffeine pills.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. That's all.
I still say it all the time. I'm so scared.
yeah, it's probably wrong casting choice, but again goes back to shock value. But I see Siskel's, yes, it's not an Oscar movie, but I think with the words he used, not sexy enough. I don't know what he wanted out of that film.
Just
It's
not
just
his
bad.
type.
Right? He's
Uh,
like,
bad.
Just for reference, that director also did. I mentioned RoboCop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct.
okay.
He did Showgirls, Starship Troopers.
Okay, every single
Honestly,
other one
I
of those are
can-
bangers except for Showgirl.
Yeah, but honestly though, like how many of those are bangers or like cult classics because they're kind of wild?
Okay, well, RoboCop. Have you either of you seen RoboCop?
Yes.
Okay, we talked about this. It is absolutely brutally violent to the point that they had to do edits because it was too gory like gratuitous language. You know, it's
crazy.
Nuts. It's nuts. But some of the other ones you listed there too, Starship Troopers was like a cult classic.
But
now.
again, kind of like balls to the wall action.
Yeah.
Kind of sort of like all of these movies very much seemed to me like when you were naming them all, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Because they're all movies where like you're sort of like, what the fuck is happening?
Well, and then Basic Instinct too, right? Like that was like the seductful. I don't know the word I'm trying to look for. Seductive. And it hit, right? Because isn't that Sharon Stone in that one? So yeah, and that was the scene we talked about, right? Where she like crosses her legs.
Yes.
Right? It's like the most paused scene or whatever in that movie, but I can see where he was trying to strike fire again with Showgirls. With that, I think Berkeley was probably the bad casting choice for
Sure.
that, so
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
But who am I? I'm just a
You
guy on
ready
the podcast.
for number 3?
Yes.
Waterworld.
Oh, dude, come on, man. This guy, dude, no taste at all.
That was also 95.
Dennis Hopper, one of the best bad guys in movie history, man. Come on.
But okay, hold on a minute.
Hold
on a minute.
He's also Bowser, bro.
Waterworld is one of those movies that has kind of lived on in infamy almost.
Right. Yes, you're
But
right.
come on, it's all, what is it, like 2.5 hours long?
It's really long. I will say it's not always exciting. There's a lot of boring parts to that film.
Yes.
As he's just in the sea collecting dust, like having these moments, you know, but I will say the world building in that is insane. That was never attempted before.
Honestly, I think it would be cool if they remade Waterworld.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because like you've seen what they've done with like Mad Max,
Yep.
you would need to have that kind of brutality.
Well, I understand. Mad Max I can see being easier to do because if I'm not mistaken on Waterworld, because they filmed all that practically, they're literally all on floating rafts, the entire crew. Like
I think so.
Either in a lake or at sea for the shots they need, the wide ones, and then they would be in a pool or a giant set.
Well, I mean, I
Right.
can't imagine how much money that costs just to make.
It has to be one of the most expensive movies.
Easily.
Especially if you're going to adjust for inflation, I bet that's one of the most expensive movies ever to make because of its set design.
I know that it did not get very good reviews from any critics.
It was interesting to make Kevin Costner your
Odd.
merman.
Odd.
Yes.
So Waterworld has received its fair share of negative reviews, but perhaps none is as scathing as the one written by Gene Siskel. He said that Kevin Costner looked miserable on screen to all people all the time.
Dude, you literally are a lonely fish man that nobody understands.
Yeah, I don't.
I get it.
I don't know, dude. It's just rough. Like
Yeah.
that movie, the idea had so much potential.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think they could
Like-
remake it
Yeah.
better?
Yeah. Absolutely. Because they're gonna.
I didn't say
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I don't know who I would cast in that role. They'd probably put Jason Momoa in there for no
God.
reason. You know what I mean? Oh, he's already played a fish man.
he's
Let's
already
do it
Fish
again.
Man.
Yeah. He knows how to swim,
yeah.
right?
I get where Siskel was coming from for this one, only because I think there's elements in this movie that you could find like drab, like almost too drab. I will
honestly,
say the set pieces are incredible, though.
with how long it is, they could have cut out a solid 20 minutes
Yeah, probably.
of just sort of like the long, slow scenes of the water and stuff.
Right.
And I think it would have made it move a little quicker. Because,
Sorry. I was
No,
just going to say
okay.
the only reason that I feel that those were necessary in the film is because as an audience, you have to feel what it's like to be abandoned at sea. Like you have
Sure.
to feel what it's like to be able to, like, dude, he pees in this contraption that sucks out water that he can drink again. Like I don't know. You're SOL in the middle of the ocean unless you can figure it out. And I think having this like long, almost, it's. I think it was supposed to come off more like tension / eerie, but probably came off as boring to a lot of people that didn't understand it.
I
But
agree.
Yeah.
I think my only issue there is I needed like one of those kind of moments.
Sure. There was a lot.
There
I
was
agree.
a lot.
Yes, there was. A lot.
Okay. Number 2.
Ooh.
Kazam.
Oh, dude, that's my favorite movie with Sinbad.
It ain't Sinbad. Okay. So those who know
Shaq,
that
dude.
Shaquille O'Neal
No.
decided to be an actor for a little while in the 90s. This.
Icy hot, baby.
It has a 3.1, by the way.
Oh, I'm surprised it's that high.
Yeah.
So it's literally Shaquille O'Neal as a genie granting wishes.
And he is such a bad actor, though.
But it's
really
like
not
the
good.
kid is like a modern day little kid, and he's like, "Get my bullies." Like it's bad.
Was that the sequel to the Sinbad one, or when did that?
Shut
come out?
up. So, Kazam only got 1 star from Gene Siskel. He wasn't buying that the movie was coming from a genuine artistic place. He called it marketing, not movie making.
That's fair.
I will 100% agree with him on that one.
And
Yes.
it's interesting because, which I didn't know this is a little snippet. Space Jam came out the same year, and it got 2 thumbs up from Gene Siskel.
Well, that's because the animation mixture was like as good, if not better, as Roger Rabbit. It was
but
like
they
it
can't
was
say that
incredible.
Space Jam wasn't marketing too.
Fully.
Yeah, but it was just better.
Like it was just done better.
Yeah.
Yes, honestly, that's the thing is like, if you're going to have a marketing movie, have it actually be fun. Space Jam is a fun movie.
Well, and
Kazam?
I will say Michael Jordan isn't a terrible on-screen presence where Shaq is awkward. Like as
Michael Jordan,
right?
well,
Yeah.
okay. Michael Jordan is not the best actor.
No,
However,
I'm not saying he's Oscar worthy, but
no, but they were smart to be like, okay, we're going to get a Michael Jordan. It's essentially a 90-minute Nike's Looney Tunes McDonald's ad.
Right.
How do we do this?
right.
And they were like, play basketball. And so it's like, that made sense. That worked.
Yeah.
Because Michael Jordan can talk about basketball.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he's not wooden. And when he would interact, like the few scenes where he would interact with the other basketball players, like he knows them in real life.
Right.
So it wasn't so tight and awkward. But like him interacting with like the Bugs Bunny and stuff it's a little rough.
It can't be worse than Shaquille
I mean, that's
O'Neal
hard.
though. Like
That's hard for
No.
a seasoned actor to talk to
Yes.
nothing.
what kind of wishes do you want?
Make your wishes.
Make your wishes.
Okay. So 90s movie.
This is number 1.
Yes, I want you
Okay.
to take a guess. 90s movie.
Yes.
The IMDb rating is a 6.9.
Oh, okay.
This is the movie that Gene Siskel said was the worst movie ever made.
Wow.
It came out. Do you want me to give you the year?
Yeah, give
or
us
like
the year.
1993.
It's not Jurassic Park, right?
No.
Okay. That was so delayed on our end. It's like, oh
Well,
God.
I'm sorry. You think Jurassic Park has a 6.3 or whatever it
No. Okay.
is? 6.9.
Dude, 93. What came out in 93?
Dennis the Menace.
No.
That's such a banger movie. Beans. You want some beans? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
No. Do you want me to just tell you?
Yes.
Hocus Pocus.
Oh.
No. He hated it.
Shoot.
Okay.
Shoot.
I'm not going to explain the plotline of Hocus Pocus because you should know.
Yeah.
So Gene Siskel was not a huge fan of the movie. He went as far as to call the movie dreadful. And it's ranked as one of the worst films on Siskel and Ebert's website.
Whoa.
And Siskel said that the only tolerable moment in the movie is when Bette Midler sings "I Put a Spell on You."
Wow. Wow.
That's rough.
That's one of your faves.
I mean, it's a classic.
Right. For
at this
Halloween
point.
specifically.
Like, I
Wow.
can recognize that it is popular based more on nostalgia than film quality. However, it's not a bad movie at all. It's fun. It moves
It's not
the whole
worse
time.
than Shazam.
Oh, for sure.
fully.
Well, and you said it was almost a 7 out of 10?
Yeah, 6.9.
Yeah.
And I think some of the jokes and stuff are a little stupid, but like, it honestly, and I think it's also because like we were the perfect age for that, right? Like,
Yeah.
But honestly, I think there's so many worse movies that have come out. I think as far as like a Disney movie that's a semi-original story goes, like, it's pretty damn good. I think Bette Midler's Winifred Sanderson is out of this world.
Yeah.
Even the kids are like fine. Like, some of the kids are annoying, but like,
Yeah.
I was a little surprised to see that as the worst movie. I honestly would have been like Kazam.
Yeah, that could have
Like-
taken the number 1 spot. I will say
Yeah.
there's a theme here. Siskel does not like gimmicky movies.
He
Like-
does not like, okay, kind of like my spouse. He seems like he cannot just appreciate, like, it's
The
just
popcorn,
a fun movie
yeah.
to be a
Entertainment,
fun
yeah.
movie.
Popcorn flick. Yep.
Yes. And I think that, like, I think a lot of us can separate that, like, yeah, it's not an Oscar-winning movie, but it's not trying to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, a movie can be great just because it's kind of stupid and fun.
So he doesn't like witches. He doesn't like Genie Man. He doesn't like Fish Man. He doesn't like Turbo Man. He doesn't like Clown Man helping cancer kids. Like,
Or Elizabeth Berkley.
yeah, and he doesn't like strippers. Come on, bro, get out of
He
here.
doesn't like Hookman.
He doesn't like Hook Man.
Honestly,
I
I'm
get it.
curious when, like,
Okay.
was the peak of his career just 93 to 98?
Oh, Siskel and
Because
Ebert.
9 out of 10 of these movies
Yeah.
were from between 93 and
Well,
98.
you have to think about their show, and their show was like, that's when it was hot. That's when, like, every movie, if it did well and it had Siskel and Ebert gives it 2
Yes.
thumbs up, was on the front cover.
Honestly,
but St. Elmo's Fire was 85.
Yeah, so that's
So,
but this list was
there were 8 years
created-
of great movies.
well, no. So part of me wonders if,
Yeah.
I mean, they were obviously movie critics for like probably the newspaper or something.
Yeah, I think that's where they originally came
Yeah,
from.
and so I don't know. They have a website, I guess, still that has like all these rankings. So I think that like they probably just compiled like his worst rankings. But I know on the St. Elmo's Fire one, it says like from their website they took that was like the blurb they had.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, you know, back in the before times, like we read movie reviews in the newspaper.
Yep, I remember that.
So if they've been doing that for a long time, it could make sense that he saw, you know, the St. Elmo's Fire ones from the newspaper.
So they did their show, Siskel and Ebert, from 1986 to 1999.
Wow.
Okay, so yep, so you got 13 years out of that.
Wow.
Okay.
What a wild show to be on the air for so long.
Right.
Yeah.
On
Well,
what
I
was it,
think people-
ABC?
I think people really did, though, at the end of the day, whether they were pretentious or not, respected their thoughts and opinions about these movies. Like, these guys were like deep into like character entertainment. There is some stuff though that they say they loved, and you'll be like, what? Like,
Sure.
there's, even ones that you're like, oh, that's garbage. And then, they're like, well, I think it has some character to it. So there were some times with that. Is there anything that either of you want to go back and watch out of the 10 that you're like, I want to see if that's really that bad?
It's been a really long time since I watched Waterworld.
Yeah.
But honestly, I want to like see if there's like a shortened version on YouTube. But
just give me the deets. Let's go.
just give me the good stuff. Honestly, when I was doing the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, I was thinking it's been a long time since I watched the first one.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
So I'll probably watch the first one is not like I kind of wrote like I love like 90s slashers and I think they're fun, especially like those teen ones because there was so many coming out all at the same time. I Know What You Did Last Summer is not one I revisit.
I want to say
so I
out
should.
of the times that we've done like our Halloween, September, October movies, we've never sat down and watched that one again. So we got to put it on the list.
That one and Urban Legend are ones that I enjoyed.
Yep.
And I've seen them a few times. They're just not in the rotation.
Well, I already talked about this one too because we brought up Josh Hartnett, but The Faculty I put in that as well. That was a good one. Yeah.
Faculty's good.
It is good, dude.
It's got Usher in it.
Dude, Alien Teachers. I'm
Yeah,
down.
it's good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you got anything to close it out, Ash?
Of those 10 movies, I've only seen, I think, 4 of them.
Okay.
Oh, snap. Okay.
And I think you asked me recently, Andy, if I had seen Waterworld because we were talking about the stunt show because I remember watching the stunt show as a kid.
Yes. At Universal Studios.
Which I think probably brought a lot more popularity to that movie than it warranted.
Probably.
But I've still never seen it, so I think I should watch Waterworld as well.
You know what's wild to me though? Like it's the stuff. Like Waterworld was such a bomb, but Universal Studios still has a Waterworld show.
Yeah.
Like I think that's really interesting.
Oh, dang. I'm going to sit back through Kazam.
Why?
I just got to, icy hot, baby.
I'll watch it with you.
Amanda, do you have some words? You have some words of wisdom on today's closeout? Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have some things to say to end our time here together.
Okay. I'm going to set the mood for you, ma'am.
Okay. You deserve a break. Heal your mind. Take a break from the world. Stop trying to heal from stupid people. Choose violence. Go batshit insane. Do it for the plot.
I feel so good.
Yeah.
She's right.
Yeah. Who,
doing it.
trying to like heal trauma is so 2024.
Yeah,
2025.
dude. Freaking
2025, burn it all down, bitch.
eye for an eye.
That's right.
Amanda, where can people say your podcast is mediocre enough that I've listened to it twice?
I guess you can come do that at our Instagram at Rollarker Podcast. We also have links to all of our socials over there and in the description of this episode.
All right. Remember, kids, we still know what you did last summer.
I have a hook hand.